Hey there, angry faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only on we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today, what we're going to talk about is actually not a person, it's a group of people. It's called Murder Incorporated. It's basically a couple of gangsters that were murderers for hire. To well, let's get into it to explain a little bit more. Now, our Murder Incorporated or Murder Inc. was a organized crime group active from 1929 to 1941 that acted as an enforcement arm of the Italian American Mafia and the Jewish mob and other closely connected criminals organizations in New York City and elsewhere. The group composed of Jewish and Italian American gangsters, and members were mainly recruited from poor and working class Jews in Italian neighborhoods in Manhattan, primarily in Lower East Side and Brooklyn, mainly in the neighborhoods of Brownsville, East New York, and Ocean Hill. It was intentionally headed by Louis Lepke Bouchard. Good Lord. Stephen Hawking voice. Oh, dang it. No. This sucks. Sorry, everybody. There we go. Let me get. There we go.
Louis left Butchelter.
Louis Lepke Butcholer, and later by Albert the Mad Hatter and a step. Good Lord, I hate foreign names.
Anastasia.
Oh, okay. It was Albert Mad Hatter Anastasia. Murder Inc. was believed to be responsible between 400 to 1,000 contract killings until the group was exposed in 1941 by former group member Abby Kid Twist Rails. Murder Inc. committed hundreds of murders on behalf of the National Crime Syndicate during 1929 through 1941. In the trials that follow, many members were convicted and executed. And Abby Rails himself died after suspiciously falling from a window, which we all know. Gangsters. Accidents happen. Thomas E. Dooley first came to premises as a prosecutor of Murder Inc. and organized crime cases. Now, the origins of it. The Bugs and Mayor Maury. I just want to get this stuff right.
Meyer.
Oh, okay. The Bugs and Meyer mob was predecessors of Murder Incorporated. The gang was founded by New York Jewish American mobster Myers Lansky and Benjamin Bugsy Siegel in the early 1920s. After big word, sorry, folks. I don't want to get this wrong. Castel Maria's Castel Maria's war, the following assassination of the U.S. Mafia mob boss Salvatore Mendoza, and the so-called must I gotta make sure I get this right because it's like mustache Pete. Yeah, Mustache Pete's, who had been reluctant and to cooperate with non-Sicilian gangster, the Sicilian mafioso Charles Lucky Luciano, created the commission and began to closely cooperate with his friend Lansky and the Jewish mob in general, established a multi-ethnic, though largely Italian and Jewish alliance that would eventually be deemed the National Crime Syndicate. Soon after, Siegel and Lansky disbanded the Bugs and Meyer gang and helped form the Murder Incorporated. Members of the Murder Incorporated were Italian and Jewish gangsters, as we already said, from the gangsters of Lower East Side and Brooklyn neighborhood, Brownsville, New York, East New York, Ocean Hill, in addition to carrying out crimes in New York City and acting as enforcers in New York Jewish mobster Louis Lipke Belterra. I'm gonna butcher that word all fucking night long. Botcher. I'm going to butcher Botcher. They accepted murder contracts from mob bosses all around the United States. In the book, The Van Shanty Papers from 1969 by Peter Massa. As I said that right. Moss. Mafio turncoat Joey Valentini is described as insisting that Murder Inc. did not commit crimes for the Italian American mafia, but this is conducted by other sources. And the fact that Albert Anastasia was head of a Italian American mafia and crime family, based in part in Rosie Midnight Rose Gold's candy store at the corner of Sandrea and Livonia Avenue in Brooklyn. Murder Inc. Hitmen used to wild variety of weapons, including ice pick, to murder their victims. Though the group had a number of members, I love these nicknames. Henry Pixco. It doesn't even make sense on this one. Henry Pittsburgh Phil Stratus was the most prolific killer, committing over 100 murders. Some historians put the number as high as 500. The killers paid a regular salary as retainer, as well as an average fee of $1,000 to $5,000 per killing. Their families were also received monetary benefits. If the killers were caught, the mobs would hire the best lawyers for their defense. Murder Inc. was established after the formation of the Commission of the National Crime Syndicate, to which it ultimately answered. It was largely headed by the mob boss Louis Leakey Bouchard. I'm going to butcher that freaking word every time. Botchater. Mangano family underboss Albert Anastasia, but also had members from Butch Tanner. Oh, God, I'm gonna keep on butchering this name. By the time I finish, I'll probably get it right. Botchers labor slugging gang in partner with Tommy Three Fingered Brown Lynchsey. Lucien Lucchese. I'm good at some Italian names and horrible at others, as well as from another group of enforcers from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, led by Martin Bugsy Goldstein and Abby Kid Twist. I wish I could find out how they got these names. These names are so freaking corny. What's your name? Kid Twist. Abby Kid Twist Rails. Oh, okay. I mean, there's two Bugsies. How do you get confused with like Bugsy Siegel and Bugsy Goldstein? Which Bugsy did hit you? Goldstein. God, okay. Butch Tanner, in particular, and Joey Almenarez? Adonis occasionally gave the outfit its orders from a board of directors of the syndicate. Albert the Mad Hatter Anastasia was the trope's operating head, or Lord High Executioner, assisted by Lipkin's longtime associate Jacob Soprano. I think I said that one right. Oh, Shapiro. In 1932, Albert Wenger informed on the crime scene to the police. He fled to St. Paul, Minnesota, and adopted a disguise to evade possible prosecution. Two killers, George Young and Joseph Schaefer, found and shot him, but were later apprehended. Bugsy Siegel failed to get them released. In 1930, Butchetter used Murder Inc. to murder witnesses and suspected informants when he was being investigated by crusading prosecutor Tom Dewey. In one case, on May 11, 1937, four killers hacked loan shark George Rudnick to piece on the mere suspicion of he was an informant. Wow, they killed him just because they thought he was an informant. October 1st, 1937, they shot and seriously wound Buchanan's ex-associate, Max Rubin. Rubin had disobeyed Buchanan's orders to leave town and disappear in order to avoid being summoned as a witness against Buchanan. Three alleged victims of Murder Inc. in 1935 was Morris Kessler and brothers Louis and Joseph Amberg. Now, its demise in January 1940, professional crime and police informer Henry Rudolph was held as a material witness in the murder of 19-year-old minor gangster Alex Albert. Albert was shot in the back on a street corner in Brownsville section of Brooklyn on 1933. November 25th, 1933. God, I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to rush. I need to slow it down a little bit. While in custody, Rudolph talked with Brooklyn District Attorney William O'Dewar. With Rudolph's testimony, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Just that's the only thing I keep on thinking about this. He testified. He got a red nose. He alerted everybody. Little shithead. Anyways, with Rudolph's testimony, O'Dewar secured first-degree murder indictment against Alba Reyes, Martin Goldstein, and Anthony Matterford. Mafeter. After the three were indicted, Oldor learned from special prosecutor John Harl Ames that Rudolph was reported offered a $5,000 bribe by another prisoner on behalf of the syndicate to put Raines and Goldstein on the street. Oldor stated that when Mafeter learned of the bribe offered to help clear Rails and Goldstein, and after several talks with New York City detective John Alston, I think I got that right. Osnado. He decided to turn state evidence. Detective Osnado talked with Mafetor, even though he had worked with Rudolph previously and did not put much credibility in the story, since Rudolph was paid for information in other cases that turned out to be false. Eventually, Mafetor decided to cooperate, stating that he was involved in the Albert murder, but was the driver in 6 gangland murders. Mafetor was convinced Abraham Living to talk. He convinced Abraham Living to talk. Reyes was next in cooperate with the district attorney's office. After Rails agreed to cooperate, numerous first-degree murders indictments were issued in Brooklyn and in upstate Savannah County. Sullivan County. I guess it's called Catskills right now. Additional members of the combination then were added to the list of cooperating witnesses, including Albert Tannenbaum, Seymour Mango. I'm curious. Hold on, let me make sure. Magoon. And Solomon Bernstein. Henry Rudolph testimony was never used in any of the trials, as he died of natural causes in Infirmary Records, Ireland, in June 1940. Albert Rails fell to his death from a room at the Half Moon Hotel in Coney Island on November 12, 1941. Even though he was under police guard, the official verdict was accidental death, but the angle of the trajectories suggested defenestration. That's a new word. Defenestration. Hold on. Let me find the definition. Is an act of throwing someone out of the... Okay, he was basically thrown out of the window from what they figured out. I'm not going over the trials. But basically ended because of those indictments. And I'm not going to go that much in it. I just wanted to get an episode out before this weekend. Sorry, it's not that much in depth, everybody. It's basically a shorter episode and everything. But I just wanted to go over a little bit of Murder Inc. I find it fascinating. I love the old gangsters in the 1930s. I love gangster movies, really. It's the whole reason. But this weekend, 4th of July weekend, I just wanted to put something out for everybody. Johnny's getting everything ready for his marriage on Wednesday, July 6th. I'll repost the stuff for if you want to register. So if you want to give Johnny a gift, you can get a Johnny gift. Also, I'm going up to South Dakota to pick up my daughter for the month. see if she'll come in on the show, but she's very shy. So, but she usually helps me out with this stuff and everything. So, but I don't know what serial killer going to do next. I'm boggled in mind right now. Hopefully, we get everything together to where it's more comparable. This is more of an information of where we're coming from because Johnny has his stuff going on. Hopefully by mid-July, everything will be copacetic. The reason why I didn't get to put out a what the hell episode up at the comedy day, I had a very good interview with Wade Morris, and hopefully we can get it done tomorrow, and it'll be up for Sunday when I get back. We had a really good conversation and everything like that. Hopefully go back what we interviewed. What had happened was is some reason the soundboard did not work right. So we didn't have any sound. We recorded the whole thing, no sound. So kind of a problem. I'm deeply sorry about that. You know, these things happen. I'm gonna work around some stuff, but I'm getting him back on so we can actually, you know, go over the stuff. It was very, if you were there, it was funny and it was enjoyable. But hopefully we can get that done again. Thank you for your patience with all this stuff. We're going, I think, more or less July time frame. We're gonna have some hectic hiccups, but we're gonna work through those, and hopefully you stay with us with those because we love our audience. Everybody that actually helps out contacts us and stuff like that goes in, and I'm going to help out with one of the comics wanted another podcast. I'll keep you updated on that, so you can go in and take a listen to his stuff too, and I will probably be on his podcast to help him along with it. But with that, thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate everybody that does actually watch. The small amount of people don't care. At least some people listen and helping us keep it alive. I'm using this as a hobby. I love it. Yeah, I don't care how many people I have. If I have like 3 or 4 of them, people just listen, then it's just 3 or 4 people to listen. I love conversation. I love telling stories, and I love reading about new stuff. Especially like that one episode where the guy had a use. I used it in my comedy act that a guy used a dildo as a suppressor. So on a 22, I still need to find out if that is actually works really good or not. But anyways, thank you all for listening and my ramblings. I hope to see or listen or see a message from anybody that's listening, and hopefully we can interact. Thank you all. Love you all. Y'all take care.